Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another match preview. The games are coming thick and fast. A game every 3.8 days, I read. 3.8 days. So I make that, round it up, make it 4 days. But a game every 4 days or so. The games are coming so fast. And this is the preview for Manchester United taking on Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. Saturday, 5:30 p.m. kickoff, UK time. And we need to bounce back. Simple as that. We need to bounce back after the loss against Arsenal. I think that it's very important that in this period where we've got a lot of difficult games, I think the winnable games, I think it's really important we win those just to maintain. That will help keep us on track of like not getting dejected and L after L and haven't won in ages. If you go to the big boys, Arsenal, City, I mean, Spurs, we've got to class that as a 50-50 game. We could go there and win. Liverpool in January, back to Arsenal again, the FA Cup. Like, those are the ones where you go, all right, cool. I can stomach it if it's, it's a bit beyond us. But Victoria Pilsen at home, Bournemouth at home, these lot, Forest at home. Not saying they're bankers, but they're more important for us to win.
Yeah, well, it's funny, isn't it, with Nottingham Forest this season? Of course, they had an absolutely brilliant season in the Premier League. And until recently, their away record was actually really, really good. I think it was Arsenal was the first team to, beat them away from home, wasn't it? In the, with Forest being away from home. And then obviously in the week, they went to City. And it's the City game for them was one of those fine margin ones. Yes, in the end, I think it's 3-0 to City. But at different points in the game, if Chris Wood can score a one-on-one, maybe that changes the game, and Chris Wood scored a lot of goals this season. So make no mistake, it's not necessarily going to be easy. And for whatever reason, every time we play Forest, it's always a bit of a weird one for us, isn't it? I mean, last season at home, was it go 2-0 down in the first 5 minutes, wasn't it? In like the second game of the season, and then come back and win the game. We lost, obviously, at the City ground as well. So you don't really know what you're necessarily going to get. And I think you're right, Flex, in the sense of because of the big games we have got coming up, you are into the territory where you have to start earmarking certain games to say, well, these games we have to win. And then in other games, it's a bonus, isn't it? And I think that's where United are at. In terms of team news, well, look, bloody hell, it's really difficult to predict what team Ruben Amorim is going to be picking. He insists that he's not doing rotation because he enjoys it. He's doing rotation because he has to with the games we've got coming up. I don't think anyone expected the team to start that did against Arsenal on Wednesday, particularly with some of the most informed players not starting. But you would think that means, of course, then they come back in. So the back three, you're probably looking at Martinez to come back in, offer some balance. Of course, he was suspended. Most likely De Ligt again in the middle. And then the right-hand side could be Mazraoui, could be Maguire. I mean, maybe Maguire goes in the middle for rotational purposes. He does have options there. Could be Yoro, although I think he did say after the game, didn't he, that Yoro had a time limit on him, and they're taking it particularly careful for him. And I do think in an ideal world, he would have probably not come on against Arsenal. You know what I mean? If everyone, if Leach was available, if Luke Shaw was available, then you go,
he would have went further down the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the fact that they've had to give him, I mean, did he come on in the 55th in the first batch?
He might have been the first, but it might have been the first
triple.
match. Yeah, but I don't think he starts. I think he might be earmarked for the Victoria Pilsen game. That might be the one.
Yeah. And then again, you give him some minutes off the bench, because what we have noticed is also with Ruben Amorim, we are, as the games increase in sample size, my favorite quote, sample size. As we get a bigger sample size, this is the fifth game now. We are starting to see a pattern of the rotation. That is the one thing we can nail down. We can't necessarily nail down the starting 11 and who's going to be where, but you can nail down the swapping of players, and that it doesn't really come down to form, really. It comes down to availability, load time, and what the players can manage. And he reiterated that in the back end of the post-press conference already, saying, 15 games in 57 days or something means that we have to keep rotating. So, yeah, I think, but the fact that Yoro did get to come on and maybe might have played a little bit longer than they expected, came through it, gave a good account of himself, by the way, in the time he was on the pitch. And, at least he can maybe get some more minutes. Martinez come back in there. I think top end of the pitch, like you said, I think we just have to go without form and just go with the role reversals.
Didn't start. Who didn't start, and then just put him back in. So Ahmad comes in. I don't think Malacia starts again, although I think he did really well. I think probably you end up seeing Dallo just go back over as it was. Midfield.
Ugarte carry on.
Well, maybe we'll probably see Casemiro Kobe again. Maybe see something like that, really. Kobe was suspended. Casemiro didn't start. I wouldn't be shocked with that.
Rashford for Garnacho.
It's funny though, isn't it? Because lots of people are saying, aren't they? They're saying that Rashford when he came on offered so little, but I don't think that particularly matters to Amorim. I don't think.
No.
Apart from the only one that's like sort of played and then just disappeared and never really come back is Eriksen. That's the only one that sort of just never played again. Really, he's been on the bench.
I mean, even Anthony got on.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it matters that Rashford came on and had the blue face and wasn't really playing very. I think he'll probably start.
Probably score. To be honest.
Yeah, but maybe Xerxes might start again. You know.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting doing these previews because normally we're like, no, I tell you what. So and so's got to start, and I'm fed up of in that time. Eric, he hasn't played this guy, and
they played well, so they'll start. It doesn't work like that now. It's just they didn't play, so they'll start.
Yeah,
basically,
exactly. And if you're looking at Forest, just analytically, they've got my son Elanga right wing. You've got Gibbs White in the middle, and in the 10. And look, Chris Wood is that weird enigma, isn't he? Really, I think he's is he third top scorer?
You know what he's in? He's in his Ricky Lambert
purple patch of his life,
Grant Holt era. You know what I mean? When they have their season in the Prem. I remember Grant Holt was like second top goal scorer in the Premier League, and they're like, he's played for England, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with Chris Wood, isn't it? He's just on fire. I don't know if any Premier League club's going to be like, tell you what,
no.
You know, I mean, we got to have a look at Chris Wood. But
it's one of those that the Forest fans just enjoy it. Like he's there, he's scoring goals. Awoniyi off the bench. I'm looking at Hudson-Odoi. He was an unused sub against City. I don't know if that's because of injury or because just tactics or games or whatever. Ward-Prowse unused sub as well. Elliot Anderson, they got him from Newcastle as well. He's handy. On the left, you got Jota Silva. He's handy. So Murillo has been fantastic at centre half. Ola Aina as well, right back. So we know the threats that they've got, and they're a decent outfit. It is one of those games that can go either way, like in terms of how Forest show up. Like you could maybe have a comfortable afternoon because tough away day, they just went up to it, they made a few mistakes and they let themselves down. Or you get the Forest that, turned up at Liverpool and had a real game plan, give them could have scored more, devastating on the counter-attack, so it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a difficult game.
Absolutely. And like you said, they're still the only team to go away to Anfield this season and get a result, which
you have to respect that.
Which is no mean feat. And they deserved it on the day. They were good. So they've got it in them. And again, it's not going to be an easy game. You just, like you said, you hope from a United point of view that it's just one of those periods now where they've had a great start, but now there's a lot of games that starts to catch up to them a little bit. And you go, okay, rubber meets the road now.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. So hopefully, and we've got a lot of big games coming up, Flex. Yeah, we need to get points. We need to get points.
Yeah, we do. We do have to win this because, like I said, off the back of the Arsenal game, you can accept what happened and the manner that it happened in. I'm not saying if we start getting a couple bad results at home, we should throw our toys out the pram and be like, nothing's changed. We still need to keep patient, even if we don't beat Forest. Look, there's going to be some boo-boos along the way, the ones you don't expect as well. Draws
That's what he
at
said,
home.
Didn't he? He said,
when they say big teams.
When they say the storm's coming, I don't think it necessarily just means, oh yeah, we're going to get pumped by some big teams. They'll be a bit like Ipswich away, where you go,
could have lost that
promoted side. I know it's away from home, but United should maybe be winning that game. That kind of thing.
Look at Bodo Glimt, mate.
Yeah,
I mean, like it was 2-1, and in that little phase of 2-1, when they were doing really well, you're thinking, we need to get back into this quick here. Luckily, we got a goal for half time. So yeah, we're not going to be perfect no matter who it's against. And when you get good tests like Forest, you have to be saying, right, you know what, you have to be on it. So right, predictions. Let's lock them in. I'm going to say. It's the boring one, but I'm going to go with the 2-1 tight.
I was going to go with 2-1. I'm going to go with 2-1 Manchester. Actually, scrap that. I'm going to go with 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0.
Going to go with a clean sheet. Another one for Onans.
We're right at home. We are.
We are. When we do create chances, we have been create chances against the not as good teams in recent games. So yes, okay, right, there you go. Lock it in. Try if you will. Let us know your predicted lineup if you dare to even try and do that. We didn't even bother, and we'll see you over the weekend, and I'll be at the game as well with all the reaction as well. Take care, peeps. We're out of here.